Welcome ladies and gentlemen to my review of the Marvel's Avengers expansion Black Panther War for Wakanda. This is a non-spoiler review, so you're able to watch this before diving into the campaign. I hope you all enjoy it. I want to begin this review with T'Challa himself and his support cast. I was a little hesitant on the voice of Black Panther at first when I played War for Wakanda. The more I got used to the story, however, and the depiction of Black Panther being a young and somewhat arrogant king, it made a lot more sense that he was intimidating with a slight hint of immaturity in his voice. He's definitely still Black Panther, but it's not Christopher Judge going full Kratos on this occasion, and I believe that works to the story's strengths. His support cast of Shuri, Okoye, and Zawahiri are absolutely sensational at what they do, and I wouldn't be upset at all to admit that this was my first introduction to Zawahiri, and I'm excited to pick up a few comics and learn about the magical side of Wakanda. Like the comics, cartoons and movies depict, it's very clear that Black Panther cannot be the ruler we know without his sister and companions by his side. Now let's move away from the voices and discuss the combat of the main man himself. In Marvel's Avengers there's a lot of love towards the range side of the game. Range is safer, has perks better suited for all combat scenarios in the range slots, and many boss fights seem to lean that way when it comes to mechanics. Black Panther, however, uses a quality mixture of both, weakening enemies with your throwing daggers and then pouncing on them for an onslaught, collecting kinetic energy and exploding in a massive burst doing AoE damage around the area, and summoning the Panther goddess Bass all felt like drastically different tones for the battlefield the moment they would take place, making Panther such a diverse character, and one I believe people are going to have a lot of fun crafting when you get to the endgame stages. I would say my only negative is similar to much of what I mentioned before, that I feel that I would have been able to deal with those scenarios in the story where I may have struggled with melee a lot easier with ranged, and that's not realistically what difficulty should be about. Black Panther is such a melee focused character that it felt kind of weird that I would have been better suited throwing daggers a lot of the time. Hopefully this is something that is rectified with gear and perks in the game's life cycle. Let's discuss the environment and the new outpost added to Marvel's Avengers. You'll be battling through the jungle and vibranium mines of Wakanda, and both the jungle and mines bring something unique to the experience. The jungle has gorgeous sounds that make it sound authentic to the genuine experience. The sun beaming through the trees and dangerous drops at any moment truly make this feel like a Tomb Raider Marvel game. There's puzzles to try out that did take me a few tries within the temples of Wakanda too. I would 100% recommend exploring the areas of Wakanda. The vibranium mines I won't touch too much on in this review as you move there naturally through the story, but it's drastically different to the jungle and will give you a great idea how organised and advanced the Wakandans truly are. The outpost that you stay in at Bernanzana is beautiful and exactly how you'd expect a king to live, as well as the Dora Milaje and the support cast of Black Panther. You can have incredible interactions with the rest of the Avengers, and if you play as Black Panther while you go through Bernanzana, the soldiers next to next to Black Panther as you walk past will do the Wakanda Forever salute, and it is a really nice touch and something that is just incredible. Zawahiri is an Easter egg machine in this outpost, talking about Doctor Strange, Wanda and Loki, just to name a few. So I would recommend spending a lot of time in this new outpost, even just for the Easter eggs alone. Now onto the outfits and cosmetic options before we dive into the story as best as I can without spoilers. Black Panther has a really cool set of costumes, emotes and takedowns right off the bat, similar to most of the superheroes in this game. I picked up a bunch of skins, as well as receiving for free the Jack Kirby inspired look for Black Panther, which was an incredibly fun surprise. I'm curious to know, however, if they'll continue this momentum with costumes. Most of the time when a new superhero comes out, they stop giving them love with costumes after a few weeks because their momentum has gone down. This is something I hope is changing in the future, and we could see new costumes for Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, for example. Now onto the meat and potatoes of this review, the story. I personally believe this story was better than the main campaign for Marvel's Avengers. It's a lot shorter than many anticipated, but for me, if the quality is there, then I don't necessarily mind a shorter story. The dragonflyers soaring through the air in the background as you make your way through the jungle, or explosions and craziness within the vibranium mines, it really does feel as Marvel as you can get, with a strong emphasis on opening up your heart and allowing others in to protect those very same loved ones. It's incredibly relatable too, which is amazing given the fact that the main character is a king of their own country. I would say that I was a little shocked about the lack of Marvel's Avengers in other cutscenes, and can definitely tell they like Nolan North perhaps a little bit too much. much. But seeing Captain America take the lead as the speaker for the Avengers in this story made a lot of sense given the history Cap has to Wakanda, so it didn't bother me too much. I would say that the story felt really well done in the delivery of most of all the cast, and there wasn't a single moment that kind of confused me, minus one little big thing that kind of contradicts the cosmic cube event a little bit. But perhaps there was something that I missed there that maybe can be addressed in either intelligence files, or maybe I just didn't pay too much attention. So if you guys know what I'm talking about and want to help me out, then please mention it in the comments down below. I managed to have some time with the newly added Vibranium and Sonic gear too, and considering I want my Black Panther to be melee with a bunch of heroics happening all the time, Sonic gear definitely feels like the way to go, receiving constant intrinsic bursts and heroic charge rates. I love to see things like this and hope it continues for sure. Minor notes: I ran into a few visual glitches, nothing that ruined my immersion, but did make me cringe from time to time. These were literally just strange pixels in certain places, as well as textures not loading in properly. But honestly, considering everything in this expansion is an entirely new asset, which it was, I can accept and forgive, especially when they've delivered tenfold with an engaging campaign. All in all, I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10. I would say that I'd probably give it a 9, but this expansion doesn't give us much of an indicator of where the story is going next, and there's a very strange moment within the story that contradicts the Cosmic Cube mission that I mentioned before. However, thank you all for watching this review. I would definitely recommend picking up this game even just for this campaign alone and Black Panther. It truly does feel like Black Panther's own game and story. Let me know what your thoughts on the War for Wakanda campaign and Black Panther as a character as a whole, and I will see you all later. Peace.